The International Women's Day is obviously a symbolic celebration for women worldwide, and commemorating this year's occasion, during this noteworthy day, which is celebrating the cultural, political, social, and economic achievements of women, we have the wife of the custodian of the Yoruba culture and the Ooni of Ife, Olori Naomi Ogunwusi. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes. Let me start with what your challenge is. Everybody is saying they choose to challenge something concerning how women have been discriminated for ages. Let me start with your own challenge. What are those things you've observed in society and you choose to challenge that this year as we celebrate International Women's Day?
Oh, okay. I choose to challenge how women from very early age are being, there's a lot of discrimination, there's a lot of ills in the society. From being a baby girl, from being a child, there's a lot of discrimination. A child is born, it's a girl, and then the father is contemplating, especially in this part of the continent, in this part of the world, it's a girl, and then there's no full joy, and then the girl starts to grow again. And being a girl is why you can't do this, why you can't do that. And then the issue of the female genital mutilation, it's something that has been in the culture before now. So I'm campaigning against it, doing everything I can to see that that is not done to the girls. All because they think if a girl is not circumcised, she will be promiscuous. I have never seen a situation whereby a man is injured or wounded so that a baby boy is wounded so that when he grows up he's not going to be promiscuous. So I don't know why the issue of promiscuity is only being treated with the girls alone and not with the boys.
Right, fantastic.
So those are one of the things I'm working against and challenging this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, man, let me ask you this. I know that those women in the villages who, carry out this female genital mutilation, they take it as a means of livelihood. It's a job, so they are paid for it.
Hello?
Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, a bit louder.
Okay, I'm saying that the women who carry out this female genital mutilation, they take it as their means of livelihood. You actually pay to get it done. Parents pay for their children, married children. Now, in your quest to speak against it and try to eradicate it, is there any way that these women can be transferred from that means of livelihood to something else that will give them a way, make them, empowered so that they drop the blade? Because if they are not able to feed, they will likely still go behind to continue female genital mutilation like we have today.
Okay, well, there are better things these women can do if they are sensitized, if they are told what exactly this thing does to our girls, and they know it's evil. There are better ways to make a livelihood. You do not have to steal to make a livelihood. They can learn skills. We empower them. We talk to these women. There are various skills that they can learn. They can begin to sell. They can begin to make dresses. They can learn so many things, so they don't continue in this act. And they can also be part of the campaign against these things. As they begin to campaign and teach other people, a lot of these women who do these things also are very skillful with delivery of babies and all of that. So they can go to school, they can learn more about it and do that instead of mutilating our girls.
Okay. Yes. Olori, so we know that in our culture, the voice of the woman is sometimes tampered, like they want to diminish you. There are some places you're allowed to use your voice, and then there's some places that is determined for you where to use it, how to use it. Either a father determines that, a husband determines that. And sometimes people would say, where you find yourself as the Olori, do you think this, this platform that you have now, this marriage that you have now, does that empower you to use your voice? Or are there challenges being an Olori and then using your voice for causes that affect women?
Well, of course, for me, it has encouraged me. It's been a very good platform for me to actually speak for women. I represent women. I speak against anything that brings women down, Well, for some people, they might say that there's this culture of you have to keep quiet, but I don't see that happening in this new age and time. The kings are more, they are more enlightened, and the old culture of women keep quiet, I don't think that's happening anymore anywhere. My husband, being the leader of the race, of the Yoruba race, he has led by example. He has been very wonderful and supportive, and would even push me to go out there and speak for women.
Wow. All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation with the Olori. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have the Olori Silekunola Naomi Ogunwusi with us. Olori, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, great to have you. Very soon. Hopefully, before the end of the show, we'll see your face, because we really want to see your face.
So,
right.
I want to ask you a question, Ma. It's, congratulations on your birth of your boy.
The prince.
Yes, the crown prince. And honestly, it took a while, and it's something that we should challenge, where a woman gets married, and in our waiting period, people put a lot of pressure on women for not having children without understanding whatever biological, emotional burden she's also carrying. But then there's an additional pressure from society that, oh, you need to have a child. I know that. What was your experience like while waiting? Yes, and how are you pushing for support for women?
Okay, well, being in the public glare made it more challenging. I think it was something that I was challenged with from the very first day I got married. It was like I was supposed to just start popping babies almost immediately. And then everyone was just, the whole world was looking at me. But thank God for a supportive husband. He would always tell me not to bother. And one thing that the society does not yet know is that when a woman is under pressure, it becomes really difficult to take in. It becomes really difficult to conceive, because it messes up with your brain, and then it goes into your hormones and becomes more difficult. So the more you talk to a woman, the more you abuse a woman about childbearing, the more difficult it becomes for her to conceive. So for me, it was really, really difficult. But thank God for God. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. Thank God for my husband. And there was no pressure at all from my husband's family. They were all very supportive, and they did not make it seem like I was waiting at all.
Yeah, so ma, there are two types of pressure. The first is pressure.
But can the speaker be a bit louder?
Louder.
Okay, I said there are two types of pressure when a woman just gets married. So the first pressure is the pressure of getting pregnant. The second pressure is the pressure of having a male son. Did you have that pressure being in that spotlight? Was that the sort of, pressure you had? The second one?
Well, the first one first, and then the second one. Well, I would say from the public a little bit of that, but because my husband, Kabiesi, didn't actually care about what gender. If it's a girl, it's a girl. If it's a boy, it's a boy. If it's twins, it's twins. He didn't care at all. So my mind was not on whether it's a boy or a girl. There was no reason to scan. There was no reason to find out if it's a boy or a girl. Wow. Whatever it is, I knew he was going to celebrate me and celebrate the child.
Wow, fantastic. Now, let me ask you, going back to the issue of International Women's Day, there's always a thin line between culture and women empowerment. There's a very thin line, because one second you want a woman to feel empowered, accomplished. At the same time, culture demands that you're submissive, you have the man over your head, he's the leader, he's the one in charge. As a custodian of our culture, I mean, you're the Olori, how do you play these roles seamlessly, such that they don't interfere with each other, where you're culturally upright and intelligent, at the same time you're also a woman that is empowered in today's times?
Well, this is where the place of wisdom is needed. This is where wisdom is needed. It's a lot of wisdom, especially because it's expected of me as a wife, as an Olori, to submit to my king. Both culturally and scripturally, I uphold from both ends. So I know when to stop. I know when to speak. You need to understand your right first. So you know when it's your place to talk. You know when it's your place to let the man take the lead. But when it concerns you as a woman, you have no reason to keep quiet. Only an abusive man will shut his woman down, especially because women hold a lot of grace. There are doors a man will knock on, and the woman will knock on, and the woman is able to get an opening faster than the man. So it's grace, is nothing else other than the grace you carry as a woman. And when it comes to management, women are, in fact, women do a lot. You just need to let the man also feel like a partner in the business. I think it's more of a partnership. It's slavery when you start thinking that a woman has to keep quiet, a woman has to look like a woman has to be dumb. You do not have to be dumb as a woman.
Yeah.
If there's a man shutting you down, if it has come into a place where you are afraid to speak because you are a woman, because you are married, then there is problem. But you can't also be a parrot and jump into the front when the minister is called to speak. So you need to understand and just set the balance there.
Fantastic. All right, let me take a final question for you before we go to
So,
Tracy.
Olori, I have this question, which is that you are young. I mean, you know, your age was a topic of conversation when you first came on the scene. And yet, there's a way you carry yourself with such confidence when you speak. I saw a video of you recently where the Ooni's friends came to visit. They were all men dressed, you know, so regally and looking so important. And for many of us, what we would see is that a woman would shy away, you know, especially given your age or that you're a woman. But you stood so confident, and I want to know, what would you attribute this confidence to? Is it education? Is it the support of your husband? Is it the support of a group of women?
Oh, well, there's a lot that came into play. There's a lot from, I started speaking as a child. I started speaking publicly as a teenager. And then it's very important to actually have support from people who you love and care about. My mother first started instilling the confidence in me. And then when I got married, she handed it over to my husband, who would always clap for me. And in fact, at some point, giving me monetary gifts to encourage me and say, well done, you did well.
Wow. We have to run up, but I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go without telling us something nobody knows about you and the king.
I said it.
Just give us something juicy that we don't know about the Ooni of Ife.
Something the whole world doesn't know. Well, what I think people don't actually know about Kabiyesi and about my relationship with him is the uniqueness of the relationship. We are quite understanding. Kabiyesi is very understanding. I am very understanding. And behind all the royalty, the demands of the throne, we have our own safe place where we are just a man and his wife, all romantic, nice, and kind.
Romantic?
And he's a wonderful father to his children.
What's the most romantic thing he has done for you? Flowers and all that?
Hey,
you know, we like gist on this table, please. It's International Men's Day.
There's a lot. There's a lot that
okay, we'll take it like that.
It's a little bit too...
Don't worry.
I don't know which of those to talk about. So
from what you've said, the Ooni is a very, very supportive man.
Yes.
And we're happy we're celebrating for celebrating women today. So
all right,
it's a
on
good
that
thing.
note, we wrap up with you, madam. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there any final message to women you'd like to give before we run? Is there any final message to women you'd like to give?
Well, to every woman today, I want you to know that I celebrate you. And each passing day, I get to understand what it means to be a woman. There's a lot. As you grow, you see more. Congratulations. You are wonderful. You are capable of doing things that you cannot imagine. You are more than your imagination. God bless you. Happy celebrations to you all. Thank you all.
Well said. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we move on to our other guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.